And ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome to the ICTU and the second episode of Crumbling Legacy. I of
Yay.
course am here with my lovely players, and last week we began this adventure, and well, there is a question. Who will retell it? As for what happened last time.
I nominate the DM.
I was gonna nominate Desmond, but I nominated DM.
Oh, you motherfucker.
This is like everybody pointing at the orange cat. I don't know where the fingers are pointing. Dang it. But very well. Last time we opened up in the state of Cascadia on the west coast in the town of New Pine City, where the superhero doctor or superhero scientist, Dr. Atomov, had fallen into a deep and mysterious coma, with only three who knew him well enough willing to take helm and continue his legacy. Being, of course, the ragtag vigilante known as Sinclair Atomov, the lone heir,
Yeah.
his enigmatic butler, Desmond, Alexander's as well as Sinclair's, as he's been passed off, and Inu Usher, who is more related to the foes. Well, the they're not foes, but they're not friends. The Ushers half own the company.
The frenemies.
Frenemies, precisely.
My
Who
name,
did have a close connection with the good doctor. However, they ran into a bunch of people visiting the comatose old man, of course, considering, well, his arch-nemesis showed up and then decided to hold a truce as a matter of honor, giving them Jasmine, his daughter and head strategist, and the Hand, one of his many, many clone guards. They proceeded to head back towards home, and, well, it does seem like there was a bunch going on. For instance, an orangutan had decided to wreak havoc upon the nucleus, the home on Atom Co. Tower. However, it seemed that there was some sabotage involved, as while the orangutan was intelligent, almost superhumanly so, and had the powers of psychic telepathy. That's the word. He was able to be talked down and was quite reasonable. It seemed that a mysterious masked man had hyped him up to the point in which he was trying to escape. And now, well, here the party is trying to make do, and while they seem to be finishing up their work, perhaps they're not the only ones watching this. Not just the viewers that watch, which it is nice to see you.
Chat.
Hello.
There is indeed others. We can begin working on ways to find more space for you later.
Ah, yes. They got
Fingernails.
the reference. Someone got the reference.
Yes. We can begin working on ways to find more space for you later. Fingernails drummed a table. In the meantime, there's a TV I think I can teach you to use. Tired eyes blinked, squinting over the fisheye lens view. Sir Desmond, I don't believe it's a good idea to teach him such. The conversation continued on in the nucleus, but far away. She studied his expressions, tried to judge a bit more. The man in the red hair. Who was he? And what was he doing here? Principessa! No. The image was blurring, moving out to the buildings, to the skyline, as clouds rained through. No, damn it. Wait a second. But it was too late. The vision was gone. The woman threw a blanket over the crystal ball and pinched the bridge of her nose as the man walked in, slinking like a cat in the well-made room. Dad, I'm in the middle of surveillance. But I know, and I wanted to make sure Mia Figlia was doing all right. The man brushed back silvery hair, trying to make it look smoother before it poofed out like a frill again. How do you work that thing anyway? With time, energy, and focus. A thing I can't have while you're in the room. What do you want, anyways? Her hands pulled the blanket off, swirled over the ball again, able to bring back the scene, but nothing beyond it. She furrowed her brow. Like I said, you work hard for me, so I wanted to get you dinner. He set down the plate. She looked down to the eggplant, then up to her father. She couldn't stay mad at that smile, but he was starting to look at the crystal ball, too. That's Sinclair Atomov? Yep. What have you found of him? Nothing beyond the records. Ex-Sparta member, espionage division. Apparently he was missing on the milk cartons until yesterday afternoon. Why's that? Went vigilante, I guess. I seem to be doing a lot of the same stuff if we're going by the forum theories. Something about the Reaper Man. These forums, internet, right? What did the interwebs describe? It's forums, Dad. But it seems to be, rooftop interrogations, busting gangs, trying to hunt down muties of some kind. Maybe a kill count of 2, though that might be debated. But honestly, just sounds like the usual Sparta MO. So why did he leave in the first place? Their eyes met, and she thought for a time. Not sure, she said, moving her view out on the mystic artifact. Nonetheless, I believe the question still stands. Do you think the young Mr. Atomov will be as good as his grandfather? You think we got a chance at that matter? She said. She wasn't looking at him now. She was looking at the rainy streets below. Another pause. The old man seemed to show his age, deeply sighing. I guess not. There's only one way to find out. He swelled to full size, striding out from the doorway like a wild creature and looking down the staircase of the decently sized 2-floor townhouse. Calhoun! You don't gotta shout. A shadow said from behind the door, almost scaring the bejesus out of the old man. Almost. Calhoun, you'll pay visit to this Atomov, huh? The shadow stepped out, revealing an imposing man with dark eyes. I'll see what I can do. And so the rain continues over the night. It's been a couple days since, well, you've all met. And all things considered, it's the same as most any night. Everything's been fixed up a bit more, so there's more places to rest, and it seems more like a actual living quarter than a ragtag mishmash of an apartment and a facility. The rain hasn't seemed to end, and though it's lightened up a little bit, still a dark and cloudy night with only the neon lights beyond sort of illuminating the nucleus and the rain drumming being all that one could really hear. Before I continue the description, are y'all sleeping at the nucleus, or do you decide to try your own places? I mean, for someone like Inu, your parents would provide, well, your dad. There, if there was a Ma, she hasn't been a picture for a long time. But in that regard, you do have your own place, but it's owned by your dad. That doesn't feel right. Nonetheless, where and how do y'all sleep?
Well, Sink would have picked up the sofa that was thrown and blocked by him, move it closer to the windows, and just lay there,
Ooh, I see.
giving himself a view.
Interesting. What about the other two of you?
Because
Oh, you can go. Sorry.
I assume Tony's still in the same room. The whole movement thing hasn't happened yet.
Nope. It would take a lot of time to get a sunroof, and
That's what I thought. I'd just sit where the little window area is, and then probably have just fallen asleep there.
that sounds about fair. And finally, Desmond, do you
there's a
sleep?
In a sense, yes. So I need to set up something. I think that will be very helpful. Is there there's computer screens and such where I could connect to the video footage or the security cameras?
I suppose, yes.
I'm going
It would
to.
be a little further. Well, you could either set up something towards the living space or just fully go to the back near the laboratories.
Anywhere does not matter. I will set that up and I will just sit there either going through the footage to find the guy or whoever, try to see if I can see them on the camera, or just paying attention to the cameras at all times because of what I am. I just need to stay inactive for 6 hours in a motionless state rather than sleeping. And in this state, you appear inert, but it does not render you unconscious, and you can see and hear as normal.
So you're just gonna watch through all the footage.
Yes.
Interesting.
Aware
Yeah.
of my surroundings.
Just mindlessly watching all night.
Basically. I am keeping track, keeping aware.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Fascinating
Have
indeed.
one video being the past footage to figure out where it is, while the other one is all of the active cameras to make sure nothing happens. And just watching.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I will say for you, you can either make me a perception, investigation, or technology check on your part. As for the other
Does Arcana count as technology, or do I need a separate skill for that?
it is a separate skill, I'm afraid.
Okay.
But it is
then.
intelligence based, so
Yeah,
you know.
I know it's intelligence based. So
But would it be
and you
proficiency?
said I don't have proficiency in that. So you said either investigation
Or
or
perception or
perception.
technology.
I don't have
As-
technology, so I'm just going to roll investigation.
As for the other two of you,
Do I have advantage because I'm combing through all of this all night?
I will say sure.
Oh, and I'll pop myself a guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Investigation.
For
'Cause
the
I'm
other
not
two
proficient
of
in
you, what
Hey.
are your passive perceptions?
God damn it.
say?
12.
Still 12.
Oh,
Actually, no, I think mine's 10.
Yeah, I think I somehow have the highest passive perception.
Let me go back and check it. Yeah, mine's 10.
Okay, in that case, I'll say it's Sinclair who sort of notices this. Everybody has a weird way of sleeping, I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Mo is a little more comfortable in his pen now that he's not immediately forced to live there 24/7, and it's not like Tony can really move. Jasmine, of course, sits in the corner and just sort of has fallen asleep back against the wall. But the only other person who's really awake, Sinclair, and you notice this a couple of times, because he sits like a shadow in the corner of the room, is the hand.
Mm-hmm.
And his eyes, of course, are on you every now and again, and you do see that he is, if he is sleeping, he's sleeping with full weaponry and armor on, which can't be comfortable.
You know what?
But
I was debating on if I was going to say something, but sure, I'll say a line to him.
you will you?
What, you like what you see?
He's already taken.
He sort of pauses. As you're sort of saying this to him, make me a perception check.
Wonderful! I'm so glad it's always perception.
Or
no
or
one picks
investigation.
perception.
or investigation, I'll take that. Actually, no, I won't. What are we talking about? I have a 0 in that. I'll take my 5.
What about insight?
Oh, I would have loved insight, I think.
You see
No.
that when you sort of look to him as he sort of, his eyes are looking back and forth, there's a bit of an interesting shape to his silhouette. A little bit of the light hitting it. Is he not wearing his mask? And then you say the words, and he just pulls the mask back down.
Is there even life behind there, or are you just a shell?
I don't need to be anyone.
Yeah, sure. Take it from me. Doesn't work out. People either make you be someone, or you'll find out yourself.
The rain.
I can definitely do the first one.
You just say that from across the thing. Yeah.
Also,
anyways,
I
with
only need
yours-
6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
With a total of 25. Okay. You look at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small bit of footage. It was like an hour or so. There was, of course, the way that you found Atomov was him. Basically, he fell
Mm-hmm.
in his own living room, couldn't get back up, and was basically fading. That's how
Mhm.
you found him. He told you his last deed, and
Mhm.
you called an ambulance.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's a little bit not great. It's a little messy because there's like a slight, divot where he fell. And,
Mhm.
there's, he had coffee and that sort of spilled and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And you flip through, and it seems to be slightly messy front area, hallway. Actually, I could show you because I actually designed. Okay. So the way it looks
Mm-hmm.
for all of this is.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get this right. So you have. Let me just get this correct. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. I just had to get that all organized. So,
Mm-hmm.
laboratory, hallway with facilities, living space.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that there were still 2. It was Mo, or, the final experiment, or
Mm-hmm.
MOSL3.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was a well, that's the only people that were there. And the thing is, the door was both doors shut, only the basic lights on.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's weird. The lights are off. Then they come on one by one. And then all of a sudden, Mo starts freaking the fuck out. You're not exactly sure why, because it's almost sort of a cut. And you sort of wonder, was something edited here? Did somebody tamper with the files? And then
Mm-hmm.
for like for one frame, directly one frame, something moves through fast enough that, well, you
Like
don't
that.
even see it. You see the slight after effects, like the coffee mug starting to fly off of the table or something, and then it gets cleaned up later. But for a single frame, you see something at the door. And it's a weird sight. It's barely a silhouette. It just seems to be someone with a white mask. Well, and darker clothes. And then just like that, they're gone.
And
So
it
whoever
doesn't
this was.
and it doesn't show them moving through. It's just as if they appeared and
Nope.
disappeared.
For a frame. And yet it's enough that there's a sign that something happened, and then something enough that it freaked Mo out.
Well, I have an image.
You do?
We'll take that image. We'll make it a full-size image, and we'll put it in make sure it's saved and multiple copies.
Enhance.
Enhance and all that bullshit.
Enhance, it's just weird. There's like smoothing. It doesn't look great, but it's still, you're making copies.
Making sure that there are copies of it, because clearly he does not want to be seen. So I must make it my goal to make him seen.
Interesting.
Once I have like a physical copies and everything like that, later on I'll use the power of the internet. Who is this masked man?
You're just gonna start spreading that shit on forums?
Yep.
All right.
Supervillain. New supervillain. Who dis?
Yes, perhaps.
And then we'll see if he comes after me, or if people get me information. Either way, I'm going to find out.
Indeed. But as you begin to just sort of prepare all of this stuff, you're busy at it, and with the close, watchful eye that you're providing, you hardly even realize the sun's rising until it's risen. And of course, I feel like unfortunately the first person that would be affected by the light blaring, because there's no curtain, it is just a doorway and then the balcony.
Oh yeah.
Right in your face, Sinclair.
Oh god damn it.
Breakfast is ready.
Do you try and head back to sleepy times, or do you decide to
No.
get up?
There's no sleeping like that.
No, Desmond only did 6 hours, so after they have gone through all the videos and everything, they have started making breakfast for everybody. And setting up everything.
Oh wait,
What's
I guess
for
the breakfast would be over
Desmond?
here in the living area.
Indeed.
I don't need to go anywhere.
I will come up.
Indeed. What is for breakfast, Desmond?
Whatever is available. I don't know.
Roll for luck.
Roll for food.
I mean, if he had time, he could have gone down to the cafeteria and get everything.
Food shopping.
It's cat food.
Oh
Excuse
God,
me?
no! Fuck
Not
that!
not cat food, calf food.
Oh.
So it's like a yogurt and cereal cups. Maybe
No. He'd at least prepare something more edible than that.
All right.
He is fine. He makes pancakes and eggs and all sorts of shit.
All right. Sounds decent. And you're making it with stuff that you literally got from like a corner store, so you wouldn't have to do it.
Well, I assume there's food in the buildings.
Well, yeah, there's a
There's
cafeteria
got to
for
be
like all the
full
scientists.
food.
So yeah.
Yes, and I assume there's actually like other stores and stuff within the building itself.
Indeed. I believe something like that, yeah.
Like a hotel.
So
basically.
It's not bad. It's been a little strange trying to get back into it without Atomov, of course, giving all the fun specifications of what he wants for breakfast this morning. Man, I had a sweet tooth like gone wild.
He did know what he wanted, so you did say that, but... Da-da-da-da-da. Breakfast is ready.
Right.
Neat.
Ah, yes, you two are such talkers.
Why does Inu have no health?
I do not know.
Let me find out. They do not have health. Let me fix that. As Inu is finding her newly found health,
Are you immortal?
Ah, a mortal issue, I see.
there you go. As
So
you're
any...
just sort of getting your bearings to the new morning, Jasmine does sort of wake up and prepare herself, pulling from the fridge what seems to be white rice and chicken breast.
Oh, no, I made breakfast for everybody.
That is not necessary.
I already did it.
I see. She takes some, and the hand just sort of. The hand is eyeing the breakfast with some slight notice.
Sink will take a plate and offer some. Just nonchalant.
He sort of glances down to it, grabs it. His pull is a little fast, so it sort of just makes the scrambled eggs just like quiver a little bit, but slowly rolls up the mess just barely enough so you can see the face. And interestingly enough, from what you see of the guy from yesterday and now, this clone looks a little. He looks your age, Sinclair, if not a little younger.
Mm-hmm.
With a. He's holding like the spork in like a fist and just shoveling into his face as fast as he can.
Right, he doesn't have a name, really, does he?
He is one of the hands of sin. As far as as my father would say, he does not require one.
The left
All
or the
right.
right?
Are you right on that tangent, sir?
What did you offer?
What
The
do you
hell?
mean?
Never mind.
What was... Is that some sort of code? Did we stumble upon a code with a joke?
Nonetheless, I presume that one of you does provide the food to Tony and Mo as well.
Oh yeah. I make sure everyone gets their food.
It slid through like a grate for Tony, of course, or like a mail slot, effectively.
I mean, honestly, I could walk in there. I would be fine.
For all of like, considering you're only
Yeah.
going there for like 6 seconds, you know.
I give him that human respect.
Yeah.
And
Tony
then
is-
open and go into Mo's.
Mo just sort of pauses and goes, "You know what? I'm gonna roll something for Mo."
Honestly, I think he can. I would have looked to see what is okay for him to eat.
Oh boy.
Oh man, he's still the final experiment. Let me fix that.
Yeah, that's the wrong character sheet. What are you talking about? You didn't roll an 11.
There we go. He just sort of glances to you and just sort of. He grabs like the stuff, but hold on, I have to actually look. What do orangutans eat? While I look up what orangutans eat, what are the rest of you two doing?
Oh,
Eating.
Orangutans are omnivores.
that's what I assumed. I just didn't know, like how bad would it be for him to have people food?
Not
As long as you don't use
bad,
seasonings,
bad.
you're fine.
They
As
eat
long as it's
bird
not seasonings,
eggs.
okay. As long as it's not seasoning, it's fine.
Yeah, don't season the pancakes.
I won't season anything for him.
Don't give him pancakes. That's funny.
Yes. But if he doesn't have a name, I thought of one.
Thought his name was Mo.
No, the
No,
hand.
the hand.
Oh, we're back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You call him Sinbad.
The sailor or the porter?
Does it matter?
Why Sinbad?
Hand of sin. Sinbad instead of sin hand.
Hmm.
Also, roguish type person you are, a bit more, shadier. It
If you wish
fits.
to call me that, you are allowed to.
There we go. You have a name.
Is your name for me?
Yes. All right. So, any plans for agendas today, or are we just winging it?
Anything
I was
regarding
thinking of watching paint dry.
anything
Oh,
regarding
what
that
color would you like, my dear?
that masked man?
Oh, yes, him. I pull up the picture.
Do we know what he looks like?
That is the picture. That is what I found coming through the video last night.
Okay, then say that.
That's why I pulled him up and said
But you did
it was
say that, but
implied. Anyway, also, when I did find it, basically he appeared and disappeared in the video feed. There's no evidence of it being tampered with, so an ability of some sort or other.
So what, just teleportation or extreme speed or something?
could be
Possibly.
something electromagnetic as well. It just messes with the
Maybe.
camera and just enough.
Possibly. Or some sort of invisibility or cloaking.
Did the elevator ever open?
DM, did the elevator ever open?
It didn't.
Yes.
Is the
It did
strange
not.
Did the balcony ever open?
Did anything open before he appeared
Was
on
the
the
door
screen?
open?
The balcony was left open from the
It was
emergency.
left open.
Left
The
open.
balcony was left open, so he could have got in
At least
through there.
presumably. It's kind of hard to close it considering it's a glass slide door.
What floor are we on again?
The 27th or something.
Out of how many?
Probably like 30. It's
Alright.
one of the highest floors.
Relatively high.
Mm-hmm.
That's not impossible.
No.
Perhaps
feel
it
like I
is
could get up
some
there.
sort of one thought would be that it is some sort of holograph or a drone of some kind. Or perhaps it is a demon.
That would be funny, wouldn't
Why
it?
was I so tempted to say demons aren't real?
I was supposed to do the exact same thing.
I said that'd be funny. It wasn't a demon, right?
I would not know.
No. DM. I was not in the voice.
Oh, no. Well,
I could tell.
you could probably tell.
That wasn't a demon.
If anything, regular demons aren't very subtle.
Yes, no.
So there'd be like, walls on fire, your
No,
mother...
there would have been... it would have had a bit more pizzazz to it if it was a demon.
I see. That does hearken to what Julie would tell me, so I can understand. As for...
yes, the old hag. Anyway.
She is as good of a strategist as you, I believe. Nonetheless, if there's anything else, I did take a look at the calendar, and it does seem like that board meeting is today.
Oh, yes, that.
Oh, great.
When is that?
It seems to be at noon, sir.
All right, well, you have a meeting at noon. I suggest you do attend. Just sit there and smile if you'd like, but you should be there. To St. Clair.
Have you ever seen me smile?
Since we've met, no. But that could change. You don't have to smile.
There's a bit of a
just be there.
telepathic blip for you all. If I saw the red man smile, I am afraid that babies would die.
Thank you for your comment, Mo. Most appreciated.
Thank you.
Anyway,
Nonetheless,
but yes, so we have an appointment at noon.
Yeah, I'll
I
go.
presume that you will not need too much defense on that front, if it is the
Edge.
group that you already know.
Who is the point? Who is with ODM?
With your what's your passive history?
18.
Oh, yeah, okay. You know the types. It's people who generally fund the company, bunch of rich, high-class fuddy-duddies, maybe a couple of the superhero fun. So, probably not one of the big three. Well, definitely not one of the big three, considering two of them are dead. Well, one of them's dead, another disappeared from history, so, yeah, no.
What is the purpose of this meeting?
Who is going to be the head now, and can they be trusted to head such a company? Considering, Atomov was he a great leader? Debatable, but was he well-mannered and helpful enough that the company survived almost 50 years with him at the helm? Yeah.
Basically, it's just a board of confidence meeting kind of thing.
Joy.
Just stand there, do the talking if you want, and
Is it just us, or is the pup going too?
they are more than
Then-
welcome to come.
So I don't
If-
have to.
It would probably be best as a united front, since your family owns the other half of the company.
Welcome to the club.
Yes,
will-
so
I will see if I can follow alongside. If I can't, I will at least stay outside the building.
well, I mean, you can be inside the building, just be outside of the room.
Will there be weapon sweeps?
Yeah,
Hopefully
will there be
yes.
weapon sweeps?
It is a board meeting. There is security, probably.
If you, we'll just have you does a thing, gets you security outfit. There you go. Just pick this up, wear it, you'll be fine. You'll be able to have your weapons.
I'll see what I can do.
No, I mean, I got it for you.
Mhm.
Alright,
Nonetheless, as you guys
there
are
a dress code?
debating a little bit about this,
dress, just look presentable.
I'm wearing the same clothes I wear every day.
Yes, that is perfectly reasonable.
I
There's nothing
am
wrong with
of-
your outfit. I mean,
well,
if
I
you
do
wanted to be
think it
gussied
will-
up, I'd be more than happy to do that. But if you
I
I
don't,
would
that is fine.
advise that
this.
as it will provide an air of professionality in the
Ah,
face of
That
bureaucrats.
is true. That is very true. All right.
Ugh.
Who's first?
No.
Would
The
you prefer
pup.
not a man to do this?
I wouldn't prefer to wear anything fancy.
Well, it's just more, it'll be your kind of outfit, just a bit more professional, that's all.
I
It wouldn't
think
be
what
like,
I'm wearing is quite professional.
you know what I mean. And then it'll
No,
also
I
be
don't
doing
think I
guild.
do.
All right, let me, okay. Your normal outfit is just like a button up and jeans, right?
The hood. It's like a. It's the
It's like one of those
equivalent of a
puffy
winter
hoodies, right?
jacket. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the equivalent of
Okay.
a winter hoodie because of me still being fluffy underneath.
Okay, so all we would do is probably we'd have to change the hoodie. We could keep the button up. Do you have, was there a button up? You have like a button up shirt, right?
Technically, yes.
So that's fine. You can keep that. We'll just make sure. Well, we'll get a freshly pressed one. Get it all nice, no wrinkles. All the
Wrinkles
9
add
yards.
character.
What?
You're taking away my character. The wrinkles add character.
Yeah, I like my
I'm not
wrinkles.
doing it to your specific. It's just this. I will
You
go
might as well rip
full.
my skin off.
I will go full ass diva on all of you, and you will not like it.
I already don't like it.
Well, I'm going to make it 10 times worse if you don't just go along with the program.
I'm getting flashbacks.
I'm getting flashbacks.
either way, as you are debating this, There's a ding at the elevator.
Okay, we are not done with this. As he walks away.
I didn't realize the elevator had a doorbell.
He then mimics Inu's voice perfectly.
As the hand... The weird thing is, the hand has switched into the security guard outfit, but they're still wearing the ski mask.
Okay, you will have to lose the ski mask at the meeting. You are aware of this, yes? Just put a hat on or something.
Just put a hat on.
Put a hat and glasses, something, or a medical mask.
I will see what I can do. Nonetheless, as he holds his weapon loosely at hand,
yes, I go.
The door dings open, and
Bernie.
Sorry, I didn't realize y'all were still here.
Yo.
Yes.
Hi, Sinclair. Hi. I'm just
back to. Do you need something?
Sorry about this. When Atomov was still around, I kind of used this place as a workspace. But of course, if that has if it's changed any, I can just take my stuff and
Good.
go.
Just continue. If it's a bother, we'll tell you. I have everything to do.
Good. I guess
right.
he just sort of looks over the group as he.
Just so you know, Mo is over here. He can leave his room now.
Gosh, I didn't know y'all still had the orangutan.
Yes, he's there. Mo, do not bother Bernie.
No promises. It's just the wide orangutan grin.
Just tell me before you do so.
I don't want to cause any trouble.
He'll be fine. Just you may have a playful orangutan.
Yeah. As for as for the rest of you, I guess we'll be seeing each other a little bit more often.
Yes. No.
Looks that way.
Nice.
It is time.
Awkwardly shuffles over and begins to work at the computer that you were actually working at, interestingly enough.
Now, it is time to get into character to properly gussy the two of you up.
Oh no,
makeovers!
You gotta get a character.
As Desmond's form changes, and now he is a woman. All right, time to go. Let's go. Come on.
Do the rest of you actually dress up, or do you just...
Takes Enu to bathroom. We are cleaning.
No, we are not!
We are cleaning. Come on.
No!
Yeah.
Did I mean, I understand what Mrs. Mix's line is, but
they're devil. That's what that is.
Oh, you found out. Wonderful. Come on.
Now.
Is there a wardrobe around here?
There is actually, as you sort of look to the left, there is that closet room.
Yeah, while that mess is going on, he's just gonna look for his own clothes.
Okay.
You did this to yourself.
You know what? Desmond and Inu, you can make me... Gosh, what would it be for dressing up?
Performance?
I guess it would be... charisma?
So performance.
Performance checks against one another to see if you can fight against this.
Well...
I was so worried you were going to say strength. I was like, I give up.
Come on, let it be strength.
Oh, I can make it strength.
I mean, I'd be doing, so, I don't know. I mean, performance isn't terrible for me, but...
Just for shits and giggles. Meanwhile, Sinclair,
both of you. Yeah.
As you're sort of looking and trying to figure out...
Thank God.
Trying to figure this
I have
out.
Advantage?
It would only be a meet to beats it, or not beats it.
Beats it, I'll take it.
No, not that. You just beat it.
Beat it.
Okay. I'll get to the conclusion to that in just a second. As for you, Sinclair, make me a perception check.
God damn it!
This is not a This is not just for the clothes. Don't worry.
No, I believe it. It's just the only roll I've done so far.
I know. I'm sorry. There's been
6!
a lot of. Okay.
I know how I'm getting Inu to do it.
I believe. And
As you're sort of looking around, I'll say you had help since
11!
at least Atomov had some decent understanding of clothing. It's a little small for you since the fact that the man was 4 foot almost when he was in his most recent age, but there is actually something that your height does allow you to see. At the top, in the closet, there's a locked box.
Alright, gonna lift that down.
It's a decent box, about the size of shoebox, I'd say, but it's locked, so it's an old wooden one too. Seems pretty old.
By that, I'm hearing it'd be very easy to open it by breaking it.
Indeed, but you're afraid that if you try and break it open, you'd probably break whatever was inside. Best to think about that a little later. In the meantime, you do find a basic improvement to your clothes.
I am how I'm getting them to do things. I have a combination of dog whistle and spritzer bottle.
You bastard!
Psychic
Devil.
torture, Jesus.
I told you I'd make it help.
What makes it worse is in real life I know what a dog whistle sounds like. So
Yes.
God, I know it hurts.
God,
Yes. I told
the
you
time
I'd make
that-
this so much worse for you.
By the time that you're sort of getting out of there, oh man, she looks. You know when you wash a dog that has very poofy hair and they just look like a wet rat?
It looks like...
Yeah.
Jeez, who killed you?
I'm about to.
We then fix it up so that way it's not like dry them off and everything.
It's decent. By the time you get there, it's gonna look okay. It's not gonna look like it's you, but you know, it is what it
It'll
is.
be professional enough. All right, back to normal.
Indeed.
Can I die now?
After the meeting.
Can I die at the meeting?
Nonetheless, as you begin
Certainly
to
not.
prepare yourself to move out, which will you choose?
Did you show the box? Or
No.
are you keeping the box to yourself?
I mean, it's just gonna keep it back in the closet, not where it was before, though.
Oh, then you're gonna ask for help opening it or something.
Nah.
Okay. All right. Shall we? I guess we'll stay here until the meeting. I guess
Indeed.
this took like the time for till the meeting.
Where is
Well,
the meeting?
With that,
I
I
assume
think
it's in
that
the
actually
building.
raises something. It is not in the building, it turns out, as you sort of prepare yourself.
Why?
It is, in fact, because this is the Atomco building. This is in downtown. Why would you want to be downtown for something like this? Clearly, you want to be in the height of the most beautiful places. After all,
The docks?
the Ushers are putting on the show for everyone. You're going to Verdant Spruce.
Why would you not have a meeting for the company in the company building in one of the company ballrooms?
Well, you're
Take it up with the
That was a
board.
good question, but
Yeah.
This is a waste of Is the company paying for this?
yes,
the
because
the
they're
long
going to
silence.
do a
Yes.
somewhat special veranda. Well, it's not a veranda. It's one of the
Looks like I'm going to have
nicer
to.
meeting buildings in like the heart of the Verdant Spruce, which isn't too long a distance. It's
I am
like right
going to have
here.
to have a word with the accountants and the department after this. Someone is getting chewed out for this. This is a waste of money.
It is, and it's about.
What is the point?
If you walked, you'd have to take the subway, but you could drive. It'd take a
We are
little longer.
driving.
You're driving.
We are driving. You're getting in the car.
Indeed, and
Okay,
it is
that's
a
not a
decent
choice.
car.
I'm
I
just
don't
saying
think-
you're talking to me, but I don't have that problem.
I don't know. I don't think we could show this on camera, unfortunately.
Eh.
But it is, and I can just get the link for it. It is a bronze Cochise UVO. Basically, it's a Pontiac, but I'm not calling it a Pontiac because it's a different universe.
Hmm.
Car looks
Good
like.
news, it looks good. Bad news, it's a 3-seater.
What? We do not have another car?
All right, I'm on the roof.
Well, they had. Well, you did. There was a limousine. Unfortunately, the ushers used it.
We don't have another. We don't just have a normal car to use.
Well, this was
took that too.
Atomov's personal vehicle. It's the one that he would always drive out. He never found the use for a limousine.
I didn't
So-
need a limousine, just a sedan. I don't know.
Mm. Either way, I guess
swear
that you
to
three are the
God.
only ones going in, unless you want to try and stuff one of the others in the back.
Sinclair can sit on the roof.
You're not sitting on the roof.
Especially in this rain.
Yes, it is raining. You're not sitting on the roof.
I mean,
That's why he
it's
wears a
sprinkling now,
jacket.
but there's still
It's
not much sun.
just sit in the car. I'm sure you two can make it there. Well, I have no chance to look into getting another
We
a better car.
We will find a way. Do not worry.
I
We
want the
will,
window seat.
You can
Take
have
the sub.
something.
We'll take the train.
All right. I am going to need to talk with the finance department about this too. All right.
The car 1, 2 starts on the 3rd. It takes a little while, and it's an old stick shift, but nonetheless,
We need a different car. I'm going to look into this later.
it is a nice car, and it does sort of purr underneath y'all. But unfortunately, it's one of those things where it's only the front seat, so one of you does need to sort of sit in the middle seat. It's a little awkward. But either way, you drive throughout the streets of New Pine City.
And it's very cubular.
Totally cubular, dude.
Oh yeah, totally. Also, it's this above ground part, not
Yes,
the
we're
below
not in the
ground.
subway.
You're not in the sub. Wow, you're driving on the rails! Wow!
Oh God, it's Oliver and Company.
Man, I hope we're going the right direction. Whew.
Presumably. But nonetheless, as you're going along, do you have anything else to discuss about the game plan, or do you think you just got everything figured out right now?
I mean,
We have
we're
nothing
just
figured out.
there
That's
to-
the plan.
we don't really know what we're getting into. We know it's some sort of meaning to be like, these are the heirs, they are taking over.
Basically, yes. It's half ritual. It's here's the
Yeah.
successors. They will
Yes,
lead into
and
new
why?
yada
who
yada blah
planned-
blah blah.
and
New way of life, same as the old boss.
Who was in charge of this planning? Who got this by me?
See,
did
I have a
this?
question, but Sink would never ask it himself. Nor do
Yeah.
I even know if he would think of it himself.
What is
Yeah.
the question?
Do the two heirs need to act like they're actually in love?
Oh yeah, that would be a good question.
However, I don't think either of them are going to think to ask it.
That is a
Nope.
good question, and I guess that's up to you right now. That is
Well, that's the
something that
problem because we wouldn't know to do this if we need to.
you don't even have the fucking rings yet. Like,
Well,
this supposed
you
to be
don't
like
get the
half a
rings till
ceremony?
after.
Well, you're supposed
This
to have
better not be a
engagement.
ceremony.
That is
The
true.
engagement rings.
Yeah, the engagement rings. Yeah. But anyways, that is something that's sort of
This
going
is all
through your-
sudden and thrust upon us, so it's fine.
This the thing is about Atom Co, the building, is it's in downtown, but it's not in the nicest part of downtown. It's in the old part of downtown, back when this was still like, the glittering skyline of the future that's sort of rusted a little bit with age. And you do have to take a 1.5 lane street for a little while in order to get to the main bridgeway. And it's unfortunate because you do sort of realize There is a car in front of you, and it's stopped, which is kind of weird. And you notice that there's another one that's sort of driving up behind you, tries to go around you, but it stops too. Huh.
All right, I know what I'm doing. Give me one moment.
Mm-hmm.
May we roll insight?
How far away are they from me?
They are, I'd say 10 feet.
The drivers.
Well, you know how small the street is. It's literally the car's
So
right next to you.
they're close enough. Okay, cool. I am going to I'm going to cast command on both of them.
Ooh.
To drive.
Drive or flee, if it were.
Interesting.
So that's second level. 1, 2, 3.
However, I will ask something.
Yes.
As a car pulls up behind you and somebody starts to walk up to your car on the streets, do you wish to still target those two, or do you wish to target someone else?
Well, I can't cast it high enough to. What, he's gotten out of the car.
No, someone is walking through the rain, and he's close enough that he's reaching out towards the vehicle, but you notice he knocks on the window.
Okay, what does he look like, and how far? Like how?
The other three cars, I'd say, they just look like ordinary cars, basically.
Okay, who's driving what and where?
I'd say guy in a hoodie behind you. That you can see him the most prominently. Bigger dude in the car beside you, which is kind of funny because it's an itty bitty car.
Clown car.
And then the one that is in front of you has a bunch of dudes in it.
Okay.
As for the man himself, he looks rough. Like he's wearing good clothes, but they're clearly rumpled and, kind of stained by the rain. He doesn't seem to mind, though, as his sort of his hair is like shortcut, but it's starting to grow out really gangly and sort of unkempt alongside sort of beard, and he's wearing these round glasses.
The thing is, the moment that they started like getting in the way would have been the moment he would have done the command to make them move. So that way we could keep going unimpeded.
So you're going to try and ignore this man?
I was doing it before he walked up to me.
I see, interesting.
And I as this was happening, did that and kept going before he had a chance to walk up. That's in order of things happening. That's what would have, at least in my mind.
I will see if this works.
Okay, so command at. Well, one of them made it.
As for the other guy,
Submit.
What's your DC?
14.
Okay, so the guy beside you has started to immediately slam on the drive and try and get away, but the guy in front of you is still,
So then I would have moved to the way to keep going.
Indeed.
And then walk right over, and then drop once opening, move over, get back in the lane, keep going.
Indeed.
So confusion for the guy who made the save.
What the hell?
Indeed, as the others just sees you pull out.
And there was no signs of me casting any such spell. He just moved.
Indeed, as there's that sort of
Defector.
awkward pause of that. And you know what? Because of the strange scenario that this is, someone is going to make an Arcana check.
But there was no... Motherfucker. That's the whole point. You're not supposed to know.
Indeed, and it's a very strange thing, is that the car just sort of pulls out and then drives around, takes a left. And as you're in the car, as you're starting to cross the bridge, it's an interesting, well, whatever that was kind of scary, whatever it was.
Annoying.
This is common.
This is a weird. This is an old car. Like it's from the 80s. And as you're sort of just enjoying the view of just the bridge and rain traffic, there's a car phone, and it begins to ring.
I'm driving. Someone picked that up.
Fine. Yes, hello.
There's a bit of a pause, and you can hear the rain on the other side of the phone. Are you Sinclair Atomov?
That's not whose car this is.
I could recognize it as old man Alexander's.
Yeah, and he's in a
I
coma,
needed-
so what?
I need to talk with you for a moment.
Did he say alone?
No.
He said
Oh,
for
he
a
said-
moment.
Okay. I was just gonna say, that's gonna be awkward here.
That's going to be incredibly awkward, especially
Looks
on a
at
bridge
everyone in
like
the
this.
car. Yeah, sure.
Just step out awkwardly and you're just in the passenger seat with it not moving. No. I need to talk with you for a moment.
Uh-huh. And who is this?
Starters, my name is Cal. I come from the Don Prospero, who wishes to give his condolences, and seeing how the coma has, well, done a number on him. He knew your old man, or your old man's old man. And he wishes to meet with you for dinner, so we can speak on things.
Why should I care?
You need friends. He needs friends.
No, I don't. And a company is not even about friends, so you're going about this all wrong.
I'm just putting this plainly. It would be a great disservice to him if you did not come.
That's a shame.
I presume you understand what that means.
No, I don't.
Nonetheless, he will be having dinner the night near Blue Town. We are offering this little meeting so they're going to help us as well as you. If you don't take it, that's too bad. We're just reaching out with the offer.
Uh-huh.
Hey, DM, do I know who this person is or what this family is?
You can well, with you're decent at your investigation, so you're kind of semi-listening as you're driving.
I'm paying attention to that. I'm not talking, I'm paying attention to what I'm doing, but I can also hear what's going on and if the name rings a bell or anything like that.
You can make a history check if you wish.
Cool.
Huh. Prospero. Isn't that the Don that survived 65 assassination attempts?
Mafiosa. Did he have did
It was said that he had some form of magic, which if he's cold calling you out of the blue, that at least means that there's maybe some truth to it. That or they just got lucky. But they are out there offering to have a meeting, a friendly meeting, shall we say, and
connection to the good doctor.
some connection. With the 17+4, you do remember that they did talk once or twice upon a time back in like the 60s and 70s, but you only heard this from Dr. Sin. So it was dealing with the feeble and fetid crime of the states or whatever.
Alright, so I will wait till he's done on the call to advise. Would it be best to go or to not go from my knowledge?
Oh, that is a good question. On one hand, the dude is infamous enough that he can survive 65 assassination attempts. And perhaps if he's coming to you with a laurel wreath, that could be good. But on the other hand, he is mafioso with a capital M. Extortion rackets, perhaps a couple of disappearances, definitely some embezzlements, maybe some drug smuggling.
Right.
So that's up to y'all.
Okay. Just wanted to see.
Either way, we have reached out our services. Now it's up to you to see if you take them.
Yeah.
Well, good luck. And it
Yeah.
hangs up. That was weird.
I assume we have avoided a whole encounter.
It could have been an encounter if you did the wrong things.
What, you mean
It
say
could have
no?
been the opposite of an encounter. Well, if you did say no, they probably would have said the same stuff, I'll say. But you know.
But we avoided dealing with the looming threat.
Looks
So
like
their
a guy named,
intimidation.
looks like a guy named Don Piero's having dinner in Blue Town at some point.
Do you wish to go?
Hell no.
All right. If you not wish to have hand ties with the mafia, that is fine.
I don't care if the old man did or not. Why should I?
From what I know, he talked to him on an occasion, but that was before I was here. And he has not, as far as I know, he has not spoken to him since. So,
They have no reason to reach out to me.
well, new blood, trying to change the deals, I don't know.
Nonetheless.
Are you enjoying the window seat, Inu?
Yeah.
Are you? You best not be sticking your head out the window.
Are
No.
Are you?
Very much so, yes.
Alright, grab him
All
by
right,
the
that
collar,
means we're gonna
pulling
have
you
to do
in.
your hair again.
No!
you?
Cinco grabbed him by the collar, pulled him back in.
The one small amount of happiness I had, and you've taken it away.
If he
You
can't
can-
be happy,
you can-
you can't be happy.
You can stick your head out the window on the way back.
This is how I decompress before important conversations.
Yes, but now I'm going to have to do your hair again, and you're going to recompress. You didn't think this through.
You didn't say I had to think.
Well, I assumed you were smart enough to figure that out.
I am, when I feel like it. But this involves my family. And other than
Yeah.
2 people, I don't like my family.
Well, if you think about it this way,
You like
you
2
will.
of them.
If you, well, Inu, if you think about it this way, if you were to say become the heir and take over the company with St. Clair, you could screw over your father and cut him out of the company completely.
Yeah, that's what I planned on doing.
Well, then don't you want to make good impressions so that way you can get away with it? Like some meddling dog.
You damn dog, too.
Exactly.
Fine.
Good. Now, if you don't want me to fix your hair, you fix your hair. And if it's not up to standard by the time we get there, I'm fixing it.
Might as well just let you do it then.
All right. Driving. Continue.
Alrighty. Well, good news is you avoided some serious traffic, but bad news there's still traffic. I'm gonna
Wait,
make-
how did we avoid it, but we didn't avoid it?
We
Well, you
avoided
avoided
stuff.
mafia traffic, but you
Oh,
didn't
okay.
avoid.
That probably would have added like another 30
10 minutes or
minutes.
so.
Probably.
An
Yeah.
hour.
But you had it in the middle of your regular traffic, so you saved time.
Man, it'd be a
Oh,
shame
I-
if the mafia traffic was just a part of the regular traffic and we were all stuck there.
So you're
Oh,
saying
man.
we avoid the story-based traffic?
Yes.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, since I used flee, he had to move as fast as possible to get away.
Oh no, that's a car crash.
Oh man.
There might be a car crash somewhere. Hopefully, he went
Oh no! Oh
away.
god, that's what caused the
Well,
traffic. Oh
No,
no!
no. He
No.
went the other way, or not the route we're going, because that means that he would know which way we're going. So to avoid us, he'd get out of the.
He did a
That
U-turn.
is true.
He got out of Dodge.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Dodge just
At least he
happened
didn't
to be
take
very
flee
far
as
away.
get out the car and run.
Oh
well,
my
he got
god!
the-
Just leave the car in the middle of the
I
road.
could have done that the whole time.
Yeah, I knew
No.
that.
He got out of. If he got out of Dodge, did he jump out of his car? I didn't know he was driving a Dodge.
That's why I
Hey.
specifically said drive when he cast command.
Well, yeah, but it was just flee in the sense of drive away.
Well, it's flee in the sense that they interpret it how they want.
Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
again, if you're in the car and it's flee, the car's the fastest way to get away.
But is it the safest?
Maybe, maybe not. But it's not directly dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if it's get a means as by the fastest means available, the fastest means available is your car.
Yeah.
Perhaps. But still.
We get to the meeting. I fix Inu's hair,
Indeed.
but this time, not as aggressively as before.
Make
So-
me a vehicles check to see if you show up on time.
Oh god.
Well, I'm not
Not
proficient in
not too
that.
bad either way.
What is it, Dex?
It's wisdom.
Why is it wisdom?
Wonderful.
Can it be intelligence?
If you wish for it to be, sure.
I would like it to be intelligence.
Oh man, let's see
17.
how it is. 17. Yeah, you're just. Oh man, you have to drive like that asshole who weaves in and out of traffic, but you at least have the sensibility to use turn signals while you do it.
Oh, if I really wanted to be mean, I could fuck with the stoplights
Oh boy.
Indeed, you could.
with minor illusion and just change the lights so that way we can keep going.
Better change all of them, not just one side.
That's true. Well, it
At
would be
least be
areas that I could
lawful
get-
about your.
It would be
madness.
areas that I could get away with just the one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Don't cause an accident.
indeed.
I'm not trying to cause an
And
accident.
by the time you get there, you're almost a little early. Early by like 10 minutes, but that's about it.
Early
Enough
is better
time to
than
get their
late.
hair.
Do
Time
the
to get
hair.
It is very basic, and it's sort of held up so that it doesn't flop all out all over the head and in front of the eyes and all that. But as you are entering this building, oh man, the surrounding area, it's city, but man, it looks far different because it's like the old brick buildings that you would see outside have been replaced with this Art Nouveau shit, and like the ones with neon signs that sort of fade off into the sky of the dreary gray. And the building that it's in, I mean, for the amount of money this must have cost to rent out, it does look pretty.
I am going to kill someone.
Indeed. You all file out of the car, I presume, and
Hup,
start
hup,
to
hup.
make your way in.
Yes. Saying that you wouldn't mind helping me with that.
What?
The idiot who's decided to spend the money on this.
Oh, sure, I can intimidate the hell out of them.
Wonderful. Ooh, you can threaten to fire them. Yes. Yes.
Do I have that power?
I don't see why not.
Alright.
I'll look into it for you. I'll see how much leeway you have.
Indeed.
The moment we find this man, you're fired.
Yes.
And as you begin,
Yes.
No hesitation.
Get rid of all of the incompetence.
you're discussing this as you're starting to file into this elevator, and as you begin to go up, it stops a little early on, and a man climbs on. Decently bearded, a little bit of a
Ew.
chin beard, sort of scruffy brown hair, a bit of a tweed shirt that's a bit too big for him. It sort of crumples around him. He's very thin. And as he sort of looks to you all for like half a second, you notice something a little odd. He's got like honey-colored eyes. And
Oh.
I'm gonna have this dude roll me a history check. As for you, you can try. You do feel like there's something familiar about him to each of you. You can also roll me history checks if you wish.
Nice.
Does it have to be history?
What do you wish for it to be?
Would I have-
Don't know.
Would I have advantage given my age?
Sure.
Cool.
I cannot roll double digits.
Man, you do
Well-
know there's something familiar about him. For the other two of you, you actually recognize him from something sort of recent. He'd be a guy who showed up at the towers every now and again
Abraham
to talk
Lincoln.
with Dr. Atomov himself. But usually, he does look kind of like Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, Amadeus Lincoln, obviously.
But as he's sort of he was the kind of guy who he had enough allowance that he would be allowed to speak to Mr. Atomov directly, but every time he did, it'd be always a little bit more private. But he did seem nice. Wasn't around much, but yeah, it seemed genuinely interested in the activities. Seemed nice enough.
I like your use of doors.
I had to get creative.
Mm-hmm.
And as he sort of looks at you all, he just goes, I see. You are all here for. I have to get the voice right. You are all here for the meeting, yes?
Yes.
What else would it be here for?
Likeness.
I mean, the place does look nice. Although I do not travel here much, I'm afraid. I mostly stick to the downtowns.
Why do
We'll
I
look
have
and
it
find out
here?
whoever decided to go to this place. Do
If
you
I
know?
If I had a bet, it would probably be the usher fellow, but it could be any of the other rich men. They seem to make those.
I thought that man was a penny
decisions.
pincher.
Perhaps he is trying to show when it counts. Oh, but what are my manners? I believe I've seen you before, but perhaps I shall introduce myself. I am Amadeus Dab.
Yeah, I
This
don't think
is
we've ever met before.
St. Clair Atomov and Inuyasha.
Oh, so this is the young Sinclair. I apologize. I knew your father. He was he is a very wonderful man. If he, I believe he has the strength to
Grandfather.
get out whatever is holding him down. Grandfather, thank you. It is kind of hard to tell sometimes. The man had such a youthful expression about him.
Mm-hmm.
But I suppose that explains why you are all here then. You are checking in with this meeting to show yourselves as the new heads of the company?
Yes, that is why they are here.
Ah, I see.
Neither one of them spoke.
No, I mean, he's not going to say that he's the new heir. He's been denying it.
They probably will to this day.
Go along with it.
Well,
Just roll with it and let Inu take it, but you gotta just play along for now. Don't ruin this for Inu.
I suppose that I am one of the people you should be talking to, considering that they're mostly just going up to the people who are benefited by the company. I am not as much anymore. I mostly am a school teacher. I'm just making sure that the company still focuses on the charity funds and the funding for the city. Do not mind me. I am just one of the people. You can ignore me if you must.
It was nice hearing you. Thank you for your words.
As it is for you. And do not worry. You shall prove yourselves, I am sure. Nonetheless, the door opens, and you eventually go left and right. You're pointed by, guards, and you do see sticking out awkwardly like a sore thumb. Oh, actually, well, I don't have his face on hand, but you do notice. Hey, it's Sinbad.
Yep.
Or
That is
your
his name now.
That is apparently
That
his
is
name
apparently
now.
your name for him. And he's just sort of awkwardly standing, and he's trying to keep the dispassionate security guard face, but he does sort of look a little shifty. And yeah, he looks very youthful without his mask, and also very uncomfortable.
I mean, I'm sure there are like guard helmets or something he could be wearing.
Oh yeah, well, he's wearing like the security guard cap and the bulletproof vest and all that jazz.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, as you enter the room, like most of the place, it's immaculately polished floors and a table that's shone upon with bright light. Outside, there's still the rain, but the bright lights shine over the thunderstorm, making the whole canopy of skyscrapers much more lively than on the streets downtown. You've been among the dregs, and this is what the top of the world looks like. And yet, with all of this beautiful scenery that's filled with just a bunch of grumpy old men
Of course.
with just uncomfortable eyes, and there's only like 3 or 4 besides that don't seem to fit in. The first being, Mr. Dolly, who you met. The other ones being, oh hey, there's Mr. Usher himself and Vivian, who's just sort of, you see that she's not smoking her cigarette. She is smoking a vape though. She just, as she's sort of waiting for it to begin, while Mr. Usher, he seemed a little out of place in the hospital. Here, this is his lair. This is his territory. He knows what he's doing here. But apart from them, there's one other. Sinclair, unfortunately. It's your old boss, Mr. John S. Ward, the head of Sparta, and he looks like you remembered him 5-10 years ago. He doesn't look like he's aged a day. He's still got that weird white hair that's sort of swept up all weird, like the sort of hair that had people calling him pineapple hair back in the day. And then, those dark glasses that hide the eyebrows and just make him look unnerving.
That chin, that jawline.
Yes, he just thin man sitting there, no expression on his face, even as the others are just sort of the others are just sort of these, the rich of the rich, the people who fund this company, and probably they're not doing great. But nonetheless,
You mean if I do a little scare, they'll have a heart attack and die?
oh yes, and then who else will own the legacy of these people? Ooh,
All of their heirs.
all of their heirs who
Get some fresh blood in here. Crying out loud.
and then they're just going to introduce crypto. Oh man, it'll be probably as bad. But either
No,
way,
it is forbidden.
Yeah.
I will kill them all.
Who did you wish to? Do you wish to just stand out by yourselves, or move over towards the other heads over there?
Yeah, I am the butler, so I don't think I have much choice in this matter. This is up to those two.
Well, Sync's not gonna particularly sit next to any one of them, so
I would not want to be relatively near my family.
That's fair.
Ah, yes, the vote of confidence with your family.
Mr. Usher does give you a bit of a polite nod as you enter, and to you, Viv does just give like a dispassionate wave. You probably couldn't do the middle finger here, so
Would I do the middle finger too? No one's there. That chair's empty.
sure. Sure it is. It sure is, bud. And there's that little pause as that sort of happens, and you know what? As you're just sort of following, Viv just looks up to you, Desmond, and just sort of tries to wave you over for like a quick second. Are you going to take that offer?
Desmond?
What? Sorry, I thought you were talking to Inu.
No.
I did for like half a second, but
I know. I thought you were still talking. What was the
Viv
question?
tries to wave you over for something.
Oh. Yes, I'll go over if she waves me over.
Just sort of glances to them and just goes, okay, so we got a bit of a script. Just try and make sure that we stick to it.
All right. You could have sent me this earlier, but whatever.
I'm sorry. Ka's been trying to do all of the weird planning for this stuff. This is supposed to be big. That's why he's been focusing. Just, you know.
To make big things work, it's best to have everyone know what's going on.
Well, you were busy with the whole accident. Whatever, it's fine.
Just give me whatever. You had all night to send it to me.
Nonetheless, as you begin to move over towards that, there is a bit of a cue card written out, like halfway scribbled by her. She's trying to make sure this is written down for you. And it's like,
who is reading this stuff?
Whoever you wish. But to you, it reads, basics with new people. We are branching out. Bump up Sync was government man. Don't say anything vigilante. Please don't show the whimsical shit.
It sounds like I'm going to be the representative, and I'm going to be reading this for them, aren't I?
Apparently.
You could have them write it. You would have to pass them the notes, though.
Don't think they're going to want to, nor are they going to have the improv skills.
Up to y'all.
I will come over and ask. Okay, here's our options. Here's a basic cue card of what we should do. Do you want to do this, or do you want me to be your hype man and do it for you?
Sync will look to Inu and then back to Desmond. Do you actually think we could do that?
I'm making the offer. If you do not, It's better than me I can't just do it without your approval.
Unless they want everything to be flushed down the drain, don't let us do it.
Alright.
Not like I wouldn't mind that, but still.
Again.
I only half mind it.
Alright, if there's anything to... Okay. Okay, how do we... Okay. So... I feel like they should talk at some point.
Indeed,
probably.
as it is them.
Definitely will talk.
Just not from the cue cards.
You should say. I'm trying to... okay.
As you guys are starting to plan this out.
Okay. Where are we reading this at? Where are we doing this at?
You're somewhere at this long ass table. It's a little longer than in the.
Do they have? Are they going to be? Are we going to be standing in front of, like, on the side of it, like at the head or something? Will we have like a podium or something?
Hold on. Oh man, you can only barely see it under
there's a
Alistair,
podium.
but there is a little bit of a podium.
Okay, so what I can do. Is basically, while I am standing next to you guys, to make it look like you're doing it, I could literally use minor illusions without anyone knowing, and just literally make you a cue thing for you guys to say. If you'd want to do that instead.
Fascinating.
Where I could just, like, have the words there, you guys can see the words, and then I would just keep changing it and keep it moving, and no one would know because I don't have any components for my illusion spells. Would you want to do that instead?
I mean,
it would help us be able to read it. Not really help with the whole keeping up the
act.
Well,
yeah.
that's what I will be putting, like, Inu says this. St. Clair says this. You say this. You look
Not-
prompt to do this, and this. I will be having everything step by step for you.
No, but the issue is, I
That's
don't think
not what I
either of these two
mean.
are actors. They're not gonna make it convincing.
Just read the
Yeah.
lines.
That's gonna be fun as shit. But
I
nonetheless,
mean, I
Don't
guess
worry,
that's
Taz. I'm on the same page as you.
okay. I get what you're saying. That's the issue.
The issue is
Okay,
it'll just be like,
oh man, it's
yeah.
gonna be. Yeah,
Alright.
this is
Alright,
what
What
my
he said.
I will.
viewer
Okay,
is.
if I go through all the things and do the whole hype man shit, and then give you guys cues when to say something that is, yes, we agree. Yes, we are here to help do the company. Da 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 da.
Yes,
That
I
kind of thing.
agree.
That would
Yeah,
be
that
better.
kind of thing. It's just you giving an affirmative response and that kind of thing, where it's bare bones. You just speak when the cue is given and given these short and sweet answers.
Mhm.
Does that make
Perfect.
sense?
Uh-huh.
There we
Yes.
go. We have made the plan. Please,
made
dear
a
God, don't
plan.
make me actually make a speech.
I mean, it's gonna be a little easier than that. It appears to be question based. As
Oh,
Viv
Oh, they're going to
stands
ask
up.
questions.
Yes,
Okay.
as
And do you
Viv
want me
sort
to?
of. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. That's not what the damn cue card made me think.
Man, I sure hope these cue cards help the questions that are about to be asked.
All right. So, as
Alright.
they sort of start, there's a bit of a ringing of the wine glass.
Okay, if they're just asking questions to us, then I might be able to get away with giving you the prompts.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Especially if they ask you two questions directly, I can give you,
Yeah.
here's what you should say.
Very much
There you
better
go.
than having to act out a thing,
Yes.
Yep.
which is what I thought it was.
That's what I thought it was doing. Like a...
There's a bit of a ringing of the glass as Viv does sort of stand up and just goes, I want to thank you all for coming to this meeting. After all, we have all been working hard after the good Dr. Atomov's recent accident. Of course, considering this and the fact that he was 98 years old, there has been a vote of no confidence in his control, but of course, nothing has been set in stone so far. So, while we're working at this, we're going to be working with the new heir and many of our high esteemed staff to keep the company running and perhaps make it a little bit more. What would you say, Pop? Make it run a little smoother, even smoother than it had before. After all, Atomov was a genius, and it would only be worth his time that we continue his legacy. However, this is not going to just be a bunch of simple speeches, nor will it be an endless drivel of what we will be doing instead. It will be you, fine gentlemen, benefactors, and members of the community who will be asking the questions. I, my daughter, and of course, the retinue of the heir will be answering for you. So, first things first, who has questions? The first one to sort of get up a little shakily is this old man. It's almost 70, a little younger than Atomov, but Christ, he looks worse. He's got horn-rimmed glasses and a decent coat as he just goes, regarding the heir to the Atomov fortunes. You there, boy, how old are you?
That's a good question. I need to remember.
That is a good question.
I want to say like mid-20s, but I can't remember if I had an exact age ever written down.
Okay.
It is definitely mid-20s, late 20s at the very oldest, but definitely mid.
So just
So you just
in the
answer like
20s.
20 something.
Well,
Okay.
he'd give his age.
Okay.
I can't say it though.
23 or 24 or something.
Yeah. Oh god, now thinking back on it, I sure hope that he hasn't been working for Mr. Warden for 10 years, working since 13.
You started early after,
Yeah.
the thing. He starts, that seems a little young to be a CEO. And moreover, it doesn't seem like you have too much experience on the front. Are you sure you'll be able to handle the whole company?
See, if I say yes, I don't have to roll deception.
Desmond gives you, with the support of all of those around me, I should be able to handle what comes at us.
With the support of those surrounding me, we'll be able to make it through.
Make me a persuasion check, I guess.
Whatever comes at us. Actually, no, I actually would prefer deception now that I think about it. Jeez.
Deception works. Fuck it. And you have
What?
guidance.
Hey!
guidance.
Actually, hold on. Well, Desmond, are you
Yeah.
subtling this guidance?
Well, actually, I can't settle guidance, but
Make me
I
a
am.
sleight of hand check at least.
But
on that.
I'm not. But I'm doing the minor illusion thing to give him what to say. So would that be not giving him advantage?
Make me Arcana check in that front. To see if you can help him.
Ignore my
Oh,
+1.
Okay, so
I forgot.
11. This is a straight roll for the first one, but you got more after this, so it's straight
Alright.
deception check.
Yay or nay for guidance, though?
I cannot. I cannot hide
Okay.
guidance.
No, that's fine.
Also, Inu, do you want to try and add anything on this front?
No.
The question
Okay.
was not directed at them.
18.
18.
See, if
There's a bit
it's
of a-
not wisdom, I can do it.
Everybody just sort of. Viv does sort of speak up after that and goes, he does seem to have that level of confidence behind him, and he'll be backed by us, the ushers, with years of company experience. After all, the man has defined himself after years of tragedy and striking out on his own. I will, of course, act as a mentor and father figure to the young man. I can agree on that front. He has defined himself quite clearly, says Dolly. Then another sort of stands up. He looks IRS, the square suit, the grim look on his face. Regarding the company itself, it was not running quite well with Dr. Atomov at the helm. In fact, from our records, it was almost falling through the floor. Regarding examples such as the morphic bubble maker 9000 with the experimental morphic molecules that accidentally had 3 people flying into the sky in 21X. How do you feel that the company will attempt to stay up and at the forefront in this modern economy?
Is it both of them or just in general?
He's addressing the two of you instead of just Sinclair this time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, whichever one wants to take it. Message of we will be going over all of the more impractical experiments of the Doctor to find better applications for them in other areas.
That.
Yeah, I was also lay out that. We
All right.
plan to look over all of the past things to hopefully avoid similar issues while also still utilizing them in some way should they be useful.
That's an Arcana check and a Persuasion or Deception check on your front.
Where'd my
15.
sheet
15,
go?
you have advantage.
There you go.
Yay.
Whoever wants to.
I'll do it since I said it.
Ducky.
You said which one?
Persuasion or
Persuasion
deception.
or Deception, whichever you feel.
I have Persuasion, so persuasion.
Hey.
18,
still-
you two are in sync.
Indeed, and you do feel that you're, despite not being in the spotlight much, it does come naturally to you, and you feel that brief glimmer of, hey, I could really do this before, of course, Viv comes to squash it down. What my sister says is correct. We will be focusing on that, as well as steering towards more popular demographics in this international worldview. Yes, specifically, I believe that we will be working towards extending deals with the US government, as well as Sparta in general, as he sort of waves his hand out to Mr. Warden, who doesn't respond with even a slight twitch. And of course, considering how the war fronts have been continuing, perhaps we could provide some sort of technology to help aid. As long as it still fits within the spirit of the company, yes? Of course. Next up is a dude who you could hear the chair creak before he stands up. He is this enormous man with a crew cut. And even though he's wearing street clothes, or very fine street clothes, it's still clear he wears them like a military man. And I have another question regarding the Mr. Atomov, although, of course, considering the wife, you are willing to answer, of course. Considering the fact, I have done some research regarding Mr. Warden's experience with you. There's word that you went vigilante. Are you sure? And as he says that, you can see Viv just, she doesn't pinch the bridge of her nose, but she squints slightly in pain at the sound of it. Are you sure that you can work well with others as the company branches out?
I don't know how to answer that one.
Honestly, I
Yeah,
kinda
I'm trying to
do.
think of it. Yeah, I was just say I can only think of like a partial answer, but I think I'm gonna have to trust you on that.
It's certainly not a good answer, but he has an answer.
I have a bad answer, actually. Not well, I have a bad answer for the two of us. However, it could be a good enough answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, do we want to get out of this question?
I mean, Sync does have a genuine answer for it. It's just probably not the best answer he could give.
Considering the fact that you're not going to say it, you might not say it out loud. We could still hear it.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
He's just gonna talk about how well he's worked with Bernie all that time, a member of the Ushers, so just ask him.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's actually not bad. You've been working with the Ushers for a long time, you know. Technically, you have been.
Yeah.
If we really need to, if we just want to avoid this question, how many hit points do you think this man has?
Oh my god. You're gonna knock him out with sleep.
Yeah.
Sleeps, also he fucking passes out.
It's like, oh no, that man must not be feeling well.
Unfortunately, he's quite the big man. He might have more than 20.
I get it. Okay. It's
I'm just putting that option out there.
it'd be a little riskier than giving an answer to that question, but you know.
Okay, and I'm also just putting that option on the table should we need to.
Yeah. Now, what's your bad answer, Taz?
Ironically, it was kind of in line with yours of, well, he's been working with me relatively well, let alone Bernie.
Double up on the answer, I guess.
Just avoid the vigilante part and
Don't
just
say
say
vigilante.
you've been working with the Ushers and other things and are able to work well with others. Yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
Just we'll go with that, and I'll kind of gussy it up a bit.
Alright, Clutch, what sort of role is that?
That is definitely either persuade. That's probably persuasion, since what she says is true. But
Oh, no.
you could try and deceive. It's a lot more of a straight answer than the others.
It's
So
also avoiding talking about the other thing, so that can be a deception.
That is true.
true.
Avoiding
Because
the
he's
actual
just completely
question.
ignoring the vigilante bit.
It is a lie by omission.
There you go.
It is a non-truth.
So
Am I allowed to
Arcana,
Arcana to help?
unless Inu wants to help, since you're the one who's also reaching out with this, you could make me a persuasion check to see if you can grant advantage on that.
That can work.
Alrighty.
13's not bad.
13? That
Yeah.
definitely works. What do you say?
Eh.
Or you're just sort of discussing that. So
I think you're
I
guessing
figure
a
you
version of
just
what we
take
did
some
say.
moves.
Yeah.
Take some moves to just sort of sidle up beside him or something.
Oh God.
It's just the mental thought of, God, I'm gonna have to apologize. Like, no, I do the, what is it? I forgot where it's from, but basically, the impromptu holding of hands, basically being showy, quote unquote, of it,
Oh,
but not
yeah,
doing
that
too much.
the reason why it's a 13 is because you hesitate at such rancid vibes.
Exactly.
What kind of
It's
hand
like,
holding?
yeah.
Are the fingers interlocked?
Oh, yeah, that shit.
Yes.
Oh no,
Yes.
Desmond has to cast minor illusions to blur it out.
Oh
Can't have that.
no. 11.
11. That does give everybody a bit of pause as you both sort of discuss this. And the man, the thing is, the man looks red, but he sort of gets even redder at your response. Although it could be because of the scandalous hand holding.
The fact that he gets Sink just gets
if
thrown
he-
off by the
okay.
hand holding.
If he looks like he's about to burst or something, I will put him to sleep.
But nonetheless, as he is sort of sitting down,
Okay, he sat back down.
Viv does actually take the opportunity to sort of stand up and goes,
Can I-
indeed, as I may say that the alliance between both the Atomovs and the Ushers has gone so well that union has broken out between them.
And can I do something to kind of screw with him?
What?
As he sits down, can I minor illusion that he maybe broke wind?
Make me a sleight of hand check to see if it is
know. I didn't make any.
Arcana
It's
check
subtle.
to see if it is like
It is basically subtle. I can put it wherever I want.
no, make me an Arcana check to see how well you pull it off.
How
Okay,
well of a
sure.
fart
You
is
could
it?
either make it whoopee cushion loud as shit, or you could make it ever so slight. It's
Hey.
ever so subtle, like a slight breaking of wind. And
But
you can tell
just
that
enough that everyone hears it.
ever so slight.
Oh, God.
It's not like the
And
fucking-
then as it ends, switch it over to the smell. Just enough.
Oh god.
One.
Because my illusion lets you do smells too.
Yeah.
Viv does sort of go.
The hell?
Nonetheless, considering how much of an alliance our families have had, of course,
I
union
hope
has
that
broken
discredits
out.
the man, and he is even redder.
He is even. Oh, he's a tomato.
As it
Um,
clearly came from him, but he's like,
A very ripe tomato.
As she says, and besides that point, if he does have any, problems or episodes of any kind, we will be keeping him in check. Alistair sort of stands up and goes, nonetheless, the last act that Atomov did was electing Sinclair, even if you have your own opinions against him. He sort of smiles as he is also taking the opportunity to pick upon this beef heart tomato of a man. If the old Atomov trusted him down to his very bone, if the old man's deference does so happen to go wrong, we will be sure to keep things under control. Dali just sort of goes, well, the old man liked many, but he seemed to trust very few. He has a good nose for that sort of thing. Yes, he had a good nose for that sort of thing. Oh, no, he still has. In fact, I actually do have a question. As everyone sort of looks to him, in this room of like people and like all of the dressing and stuff, he seems a little humble, but he seems to have a decent way of speaking as he goes, a question to Mr. Atomov yourself. Of course, the company is what everyone seems to be focusing on, and I can understand that. This is a very large company that sells many things, but the man was more than that. He was a superhero. He was a good man. He was the best of all of us. Can you yourself handle his legacy? And as he begins to say that, Al just sort of goes, I can understand the sentiments, but rest assured, if Dr. Atomov trusted... Oh, no. I apologize, Mr. Usher. But I wish to hear this from Mr. Atomov himself.
Did we ever get the name for Amadeus Dali? Like, did he actually introduce himself?
He did actually
he did.
introduce himself
wanna
during that
remember that.
elevator.
How do I want to phrase this? Actually, what was the question again? Just so I am not answering the wrong question that I have in my head.
He was a very good man, superhero, blah, blah, blah. Can you yourself handle his legacy?
First of all, thank you, Mr. Dali, for actually giving me a chance to answer and not someone else. Currently, no. However, it's not his legacy I'm living, it's my life. Therefore, I'll be doing with it what I want, whether that's living up to what he expects or not.
Such can be expected of all men in art. But my question has been answered. Thank you.
Sync
As
will
the
nod
others
at
sort
him.
of... There's that awkward sort of silence about something so sentimental, and then Viv just goes, nonetheless, if nobody has any other questions, I guess we could wrap up. I have a question. The air sort of almost turns cold at the voice.
I knew it.
As you see that is,
Yeah.
you know who,
I knew I was going to ask something.
Mr. John
Mhm.
S. fucking Warden sitting there. Oh, Mr. Warden, of course, you have the floor. You mentioned extending into defense. Are you suggesting that Atomov Company goes into weaponry? And before any of you can actually speak up, Alistair just goes, yes, I believe that is what we are establishing. As Dali just goes, really? Wasn't Dr. Atomov a pacifist? He was, yes. But rest assured, we are in a rather tumultuous time, both outside of the company and within, and until we get more solid footing as well as understanding of who runs this company, we will take this up to pay the bills, so to speak. I mean, after all, with the champagne that you are drinking and the venue that you are staying at, we are most gracious hosts. But rest assured, we do need to pay our bills. Nonetheless, does anyone else have any questions?
Yes, I do.
Desmond. Oof. Okay. I was gonna put a suggestion for something you could say for the weapon part,
Mhm.
which would be just because it's going into military does not necessarily mean they are weapons. It could be defensive ordnance to protect and or
Okay.
help and rescue, those type of things. Not necessarily weapons.
Yeah.
It seems that we had a similar thought then.
But then he mentioned the whole thing about wanting to pay the bills and then pointing out this, and I'm just like, oh, I want to kill this man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But my question is not that, actually, even though I did think about that as well.
Okay.
I was just going to skip over it, honestly.
Especially the killing part.
I was
Oh
going
my.
to say something, but I do not want Sink to get himself involved in that conversation. So I have a different question. Who's the one who
raise
had this
your hand
venue?
at that table?
Yeah.
Interesting. Go ahead.
Who is the one who planned for this venue?
I believe it was one of the people within our establishment,
Yes, and who?
seeing as how, considering several things, as many of them have seen on the news, perhaps the nucleus wasn't the best place to talk shop.
And even name should not be that difficult if you know who.
Desmond will actually speak up about about the nucleus bit. Like, we do have other boardrooms and other such things in the building, sir. It would not have been in the nucleus. There's literally a boardroom meant for these type of situations.
Well, of course, but considering how the old man used to do things, he preferred that more personal touch, did he not?
Yes, by that means he would have gotten, I don't know, would have made specific desserts for everybody because he knows their tastes.
We will discuss this later. But nonetheless, I will make sure that the bills are run by you, dear Desmond, as you can clearly see that one of the leaders of our, and you can see he tries to find an exact wording for it, but one of the finest managers of our establishments, he does have good taste. To Desmond. There's a bit of a to Desmond just from the group.
Never
Nonetheless,
answered the
I believe
question.
that.
Yeah, no, he's not going to answer you. Desmond will write, leave it. We will find the man later. We will find him later. It was
Nonetheless, he does.
probably no, Desmond will put. It was probably him.
I was
He's
gonna
just
say, it was
avoiding
probably
saying it.
him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we will deal with this later.
Nonetheless, the meeting.
This is
starts
what gets
to-
us to work together.
Just, wow, fuck this guy.
No,
I mean, he
fuck
is-
having to not use the boardroom in the building.
The waste
That
of money.
boardroom is the meeting place of gods. How dare you?
No, it's just we have a room meant for this bullshit, and we're not even going to use it. We paid money to have it built. You're saying that the money we paid to have it built, it is not up to snuff?
Also, I just realized I built the entire background, but there's a single flaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a diamond block right there.
Yeah, I noticed.
What's wrong with that? It's just expensive flooring.
It's a very expensive carpet.
Nah, one of the construction workers left the mat that's there that you walk on that gets all the dirt up.
Yeah, I'll say that there's like a cord underneath there so that they can light up the fucking glowy ass ceiling stuff.
The
But either way,
glowstone.
yes, the board meeting does sort of eventually sort of disperse. People begin to make their way. Of course, Mr. Dolly just goes, "You did wonderfully, but I must take my leave. After
Have a good
all,
day."
I have a class in about 1 hour."
Yeesh, with traffic, hope he makes it.
It depends on where it is.
Well, he apparently is in downtown, so...
Oh, that's true.
Oh, poor
Yeah.
boy. But nonetheless, as he begins to move out and the others start to make their way out, the only one who really addresses you, and you don't even see him in between the chair and when he sees you,
I knew it.
Figured.
is Mr. John S. Warden, baby.
Man himself.
Indeed.
Mr.
As
Swarden.
Mr. Lang,
Yes.
I believe that talking with you is ideal. The three of you, rather.
Yeah.
Yes.
For starters, before we continue this conversation, I presume there are no hard feelings between I and you, Atomov. You were a bad fit for the work of Sparta. It didn't seem to fit you, did it?
No, it really didn't.
Understood. Now then, I believe that there was some apprehension at this meeting, especially with the subterfuge that Loba reported. It is imperative that you tell me what you know about what is going on.
Oh, pulls out thing. Would you happen to know who this man is?
He picks up the paper, looks at it, slightly tilts it. Interesting. I don't.
Hmm. Well, we had a
which is strange. I should. Just passes it back to you.
all right. Well, we had a slight. Well, I guess Loba told him about the incident. Correct.
Indeed. But he
So,
didn't say anything about a masked man.
well,
Once it came, it was the experiment that you were dealing with.
Because they didn't
yes.
know.
Well, the experiment said that this the what that a masked man was what caused him to set off.
So
as
you
it
have
were.
it under control.
Yes, he is fine. He just needed to be calmed down and
Hmm,
reasoned with.
interesting. Nonetheless, I believe that if anyone should be conjunctioning with you from this point out, it should be Agent Loba. After all, he has experience with Mr. Atomov, and I believe he will be good as eyes and ears to discover what is going on.
All right then.
Nonetheless, I believe one more thing must be mentioned. If this all falls apart, and whatever should happen to you, Sinclair, Sparta will take it over from here if you are gone.
I believe it.
You know that might not be a good thing.
No, of course not. But he knows it will happen.
Indeed.
If this man says something, it's true.
Generally, he doesn't tell lies. Whether they're disconcerting or not is a different thing.
Yeah, there's nothing to refute.
Indeed. And he starts to hand over what seems to be one of the Sparta contact. Not a phone exactly, but not a walkie-talkie. It's in between, I think. It's not a
A
pager.
military communication device.
Yes, a military communication device. And as he begins to pass it to you, it starts making a beeping noise. I see. That must be a little bit now. I have work to do. And he begins to walk out the door and round the corner without saying goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean we need to answer this?
Up to you.
All right. Pushes a button or whatever we're supposed to do.
Hello?
Yes.
Did this get to the
hello.
right person, or is this another one of the secretaries?
Unfortunately.
This is.
I'm just kidding. I know it's you guys. Hey, Sync, that you?
Better or worse.
Well. If it isn't the Grim Hoodie. Yeah, I always wanted to say that. Either way, nice work at the Nucleus a couple days ago. But
That was
you know,
yesterday.
Was it yesterday? I thought DM said it went.
Oh,
it was like it was
I thought it
long
was the
enough
one
time
night.
that the entire that the Nucleus got repaired.
Okay, I thought it was only the one night that we had pass.
It was like I'd say it's a day or two at the most.
Okay.
But it could be yesterday or something. Up to y'all. But nonetheless, since we're working together, I might as well provide a couple of pointers for the bony scythe to deal with. Either way, figure I'd start you out with something. Found something kind of important. So, word is on the street that there's this gang, the Jade Spire Dojo. They're preparing to rob a bank on the flood side of town. Now, normally that would just be something we'd deal with, but there's something weird. I took a look at the van before it ran me over, and it looks like they got two things of interest. One, I presume you heard about what happened with the Echidna Corp.
I imagine we did.
Echidna Corp right now is kind of. You remember the Monsanto scandal?
No?
Okay, what's a good example?
Are you referring to real world examples?
Like a real world. Well, yeah, it's like with the Monsanto scandal where it was like everybody stopped using that stuff, so then the company kind of went into free fall, but then it started making its money back, but there was then again, it's sort of a scandal after scandal sort of thing. That's what's going on. Well,
just one hit after another.
I imagine
yes,
timeline-wise, this is
back
after...
up, and then back. Yes, this is after the events of Nowhere to Hide. Like 1 month later.
Oh, right,
Well-
those renegade things.
Yeah, that shit.
Ah, yes.
They
the
found
pyro,
Shadow's, whatever the
right.
fuck that was.
Interesting go.
It looks like they got a tank at Typhon Mutagen. And the van they
Ew.
had looked to be one of the Atom Co. armored tech vehicles. You know, might be happening tonight.
How do we not have one of those that we could use to drive around in? But
Well, it's in, I don't know, fucking figure out with your shit. But either way, you know,
I am going to
figuring
go
that
through.
that happens tonight. So we could check it out, you know, just like old times. I bust down the door, you hopefully don't kill anyone, you know.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Man, this voice is almost Chimera. Maybe if it's a little deeper like this. Yeah, this works.
I think
Well,
his
yeah.
voice was fine.
Well, yeah. This is good, where it's a little bit lighter. It's a little bit more on its feet. Yeah, this works.
You only have so many voices you can do. It's fine for them to overlap.
I know.
Especially outside of different games.
God hope that they don't show up in the same room together.
Give me a couple days to actually put together like an actual proper vehicle and everything. God damn.
But nonetheless, as he provides that information, you remember that reach out for the dinner is also tonight.
Oh, I know which one we're doing.
I know what we're doing.
Oh, I will. You know what I will do though?
You could try and do both in one night, but that
No,
sounds
no,
kind of
no.
ridiculous.
No. What I'm going to do is I will send, because I figure I know how to contact them some way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be basically, unfortunately, we will be unable to attend your oh so generous meeting, as we have received word that some of our stolen property is being used in a in an illegal manner, and will be taking action to deal with it as such. So, unfortunately, we cannot arrive. Our deepest condolences.
Interesting.
So basically, giving an excuse and sorry, hey, we can't go.
Hey, something popped up, can't make it.
Yeah.
That's at least kind of reasonable, yeah. But now,
And it's a very dangerous thing. That will be insinuated that there is something very dangerous and it cannot be looked over.
indeed.
Oh, sorry,
Now
the
that you
apocalypse
have-
started, can't make it.
Basically.
I mean, hey, it's a reasonable excuse. And now I guess y'all have something to do. Stop the. Well, it's not the rotting side, so maybe it's less a armed robbery and more like a kind of a heist or something. Well, it is still working. It's just that the docks are kind of flooded. It's not great. But either way, with that in mind, and perhaps a new lead on what the fuck is going on, we will wrap up tonight's session.
God, I really thought someone was going to jump us at the meeting.
Oh, no. Why would that happen?
Yeah, we're just being observed.
Considering the fact that literally every other time it almost happens.
Yeah.
See, Clutch has learned his lesson. It doesn't work.
It kind of works, but then it doesn't work again. But either way, to those still watching, thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. And tune in next week where perhaps we'll get an interesting spot of action and an introduction to some new foes.
The Jade Spider Gang.
The Jade Spider Dojo.
How long do we have before?
Enough for a long rest. Or a
Good.
short rest?
Do we need a
Or
rest?
I use spell points.
Oh, never mind. Yeah.
Where? You didn't use the sleep spell. You used cantrips.
I use command.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, fuck right.
I cast it at second level to.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay, that makes sense. But either way,
I only need 6 hours. So
presume that
if
we
it's not
have-
for 6 hours, I can.
yes, that is good to know.
Someone
But
else needs to drive
nonetheless,
in that case then.
thank you for watching, and tune in next week. Bye bye.